Most of us imagine ancient mysteries as hidden in forgotten tombs or overgrown ruins. Yet, in Laos, thousands of stone jars, some taller than a person, are just scattered across open fields. They simply sit there, like somebody forgot to put them away. This isn't a single archaeological site. It's a vast, megalithic landscape spanning across remote valleys and foothills. These enormous stone vessels have puzzled researchers for centuries, standing as silent sentinels of an unknown past. They pose profound questions about the ancient people who carved them and their purpose. Today, we delve into the enigma of the Plain of Jars. In a few minutes, you'll understand just how peculiar this Laodian mystery truly is. The Plain of Jars is a name that almost understates the reality of this place. It's not just a collection of artifacts, it's an entire megalithic archaeological landscape. Imagine thousands of massive stone jars, some easily exceeding 2 meters in height and diameter. They are not neatly arranged in a museum display. Instead, these jars lie scattered around the upland valleys and lower foothills of the central plain of the Uncountable Plateau. It's like a colossal, ancient game of marbles, but with stone vessels. The scale alone is breathtaking. You might encounter a solitary jar standing alone on a hill. Then, just a short distance away, you stumble upon a cluster of dozens, perhaps even hundreds, occupying a small clearing. The sheer number of these objects forces you to reevaluate your understanding of ancient endeavors. Each jar represents an immense amount of effort, skill, and communal labor. They were carved, transported, and placed across a vast and challenging terrain, all for a reason that remains largely unknown. This expansive scattering across the landscape makes it unique. It differentiates it from other megalithic sites where structures are often concentrated. This distribution suggests a broader, perhaps regional, cultural significance. The Plain of Jars stands as a powerful reminder. Even with modern archaeological tools, some ancient puzzles refuse to give up their secrets easily. To truly appreciate the Plain of Jars, we need to understand its setting. This unique archaeological site is specifically located on the Uncountable Plateau. This plateau forms part of the northern end of the Annamite Mountains. This is a major mountain range that stretches through Indochina. The jars are not confined to a single type of terrain. They are found across a varied landscape, from high upland valleys to the gentler lower foothills. This geographic spread is significant. It tells us that the culture responsible for these jars was not limited to one specific environmental niche. They navigated and utilized a diverse topography. The Uncountable Plateau itself is characterized by its elevated position and rolling hills. These features offer natural vantage points. They also present challenges for ancient people attempting to transport heavy objects. The exact reason for choosing this particular region for their monumental work remains speculative. Perhaps it was strategic, offering defensive advantages or control over trade routes. Or maybe it was simply rich in suitable stone resources for carving. Regardless, the remote, often rugged nature of the plateau has helped preserve the site. It kept it relatively undisturbed by modern development until recent decades. This isolation has also contributed to its enduring mystery. It limited sustained archaeological investigation for a long time. The region's natural beauty only adds to the allure, creating a striking contrast between the serene landscape and the silent, imposing stone jars. But that's not even the best part. The most interesting is still ahead. But that's not even the best part. The most interesting is still ahead. The sheer number and arrangement of these jars are central to their mystique. The jars are found in clusters. These groupings vary dramatically in size. Some sites feature just a single, solitary jar. Others boast hundreds of these stone vessels. These larger concentrations are particularly impressive. They suggest a level of communal organization and purpose that transcends simple individual efforts. Imagine walking through a field and encountering a gathering of over 100 massive stone jars. Each one would have required significant labor to carve and move. It feels like stepping into an ancient assembly ground or a ceremonial space of immense importance. The arrangement within these clusters isn't always random either. There are hints of deliberate placement. This hints at a structured intent, though the exact patterns and their meanings are still being deciphered. The fact that they are scattered across the plateau might suggest multiple groups, or perhaps it indicates a very long period of creation over many generations. Each cluster could represent a different community. They might reflect various time periods, or perhaps distinct ritualistic purposes. This variety in grouping further complicates the interpretation of the site. It suggests a more nuanced story than a single unified cultural event. It's not just a few large jars, it's thousands, spread out in groups both small and grand. This sheer scale is what truly sets the plane of jars apart as a unique human endeavor. It's a testament to the persistent efforts of an unknown ancient civilization. This is the core enigma of the plane of jars. Who created these monumental objects and for what purpose? We know they are megalithic in nature, meaning they are large structures made from big stones. This indicates an ancient, large-scale endeavor by a sophisticated culture. However, the identity of these ancient builders remains unknown. Archaeological evidence suggests the jars date back as far as 500 BC, possibly extending to 500 AD. This is a vast millennium-long window. It makes pinpointing a single culture challenging. There are no definitive inscriptions or carvings on the jars themselves. These might have offered clues about their creators. Various theories have been proposed. Some suggest they were used for burial rituals, perhaps as secondary burial sites where bones were stored. Others speculate they were for storing food or water, possibly for trade or during times of conflict. A more intriguing idea is that they were used in ancient fermentation processes, perhaps for brewing local rice wine. This would certainly make for a very social mystery. The sheer effort involved in carving and moving these jars suggests their purpose was highly significant. It must have been central to the beliefs or survival of the people. This wasn't a casual undertaking. It was a deeply ingrained cultural practice. The absence of clear answers only deepens the fascination. It keeps the plane of jars a subject of ongoing speculation and research. But don't go anywhere yet. The most dramatic discoveries are still to come. But don't go anywhere yet. The most dramatic discoveries are still to come. While the precise purpose of the jars eludes us, archaeological hypotheses offer compelling possibilities, often leaning towards ritualistic uses. One leading theory suggests the jars served as part of ancient burial practices. Imagine these massive stone vessels holding human remains or funerary offerings. This aligns with findings at other megalithic sites globally, where large stone structures often mark burial grounds. The idea of secondary burials, where bodies are first interred elsewhere, then bones moved to the jars, is particularly intriguing. It speaks to complex beliefs about the afterlife. Another hypothesis suggests the jars were used for collecting rainwater or storing food. This would make them vital for sustaining communities in this upland region. Perhaps they were reservoirs for itinerant traders. Or maybe they were communal granaries, reflecting a shared economy. However, their often elaborate carving and difficult placement argue against purely utilitarian functions. This suggests a deeper, perhaps spiritual, significance. The act of creating and placing them was likely imbued with ritual. The sheer scale of the undertaking points to a profound cultural investment. It might have been a way to honor ancestors, or perhaps it was to mark territory or even perform communal ceremonies. The mystery is enhanced by the fact that no clear lids have been found for all jars. This further fuels speculation about their open-air, ritualistic use. The plane of jars, regardless of its exact function, certainly echoes with the solemnity and mystery of ancient human rituals. The plane of jars remains a captivating enigma, an enduring testament to the ingenuity and mystery of ancient human civilizations. Thousands of stone jars, scattered across the Sangkong Plateau, continue to prompt more questions than answers. Who were the people who carved these colossal vessels, and for what profound purpose did they dedicate such immense effort? Was it for burial, for storage, or for rituals lost to the mists of time? Each jar whispers a story that we are yet to fully understand. As archaeologists continue their painstaking work, slowly piecing together fragments of the past, the Plain of Jars serves as a powerful reminder. It tells us that even in our modern data-driven world, some ancient secrets hold tight. They refuse to give up their full truth easily. The human past is far richer and stranger than we often imagine. So, try to imagine yourself standing among these giants. Try to feel the weight of history that each one carries. What stories do you think they would tell?